All right. So, share this out and we'll go. All right. All right. So I think we're good now. All right. So let's get into it. If you're watching live, welcome. If you're watching the rebroadcast, hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving slate. Really good for me. My line did very, very well. Thanks to fading Jahmyr Gibbs and thanks to Amon-Ra getting unfortunately hurt. Injuries suck, especially when they're in your DFS lineup and they are an expensive player. It's really hard to come back. Although yesterday was easier to have a really good line, a very good cheap line. So let's get into today's. So I'm looking at something. Want to see one of the things I forgot to look at was the injury report, because I think the Bears, the linebacker injuries are still a thing. Tyreek Stevenson is out. Looks like Gordon and Johnson are going to be in. And then on the Philly side, I think it's just the offensive line injuries. Yeah, Lane Johnson out. Yeah, Devontae good to go. So, all right. So, going over this, I really like Philly. They're at home against the Bears. Bears dealing with a lot of linebacker injuries. I think it's now our top 4 linebackers are out. So, and dealing with some linebacker injuries. So the first 2 players that stand out the most to me for this one, Saquon Barkley at 10.6, and then Dallas Goedert at 5,200. These guys stand out to me the most on Philly. I do think it's going to be an interesting situation because I would imagine now the cornerback group for the Bears is Kyler Gordon, Jalen Johnson, and Nahshon Wright. Wright's been he's been better. Like, a lot of people are going to look at the interceptions, and the interceptions are great, but he goes into what Travion Diggs was, if you guys remember that, a few years ago when Travion Diggs, did he set the NFL? No, that was Bland, I think, but Diggs had like a big interception season. That's kind of what Nahshon Wright is for the Bears. And on the other side of getting the interceptions, gives up a lot of yards. So it's kind of a hit or miss. So I do like the interior of it. Like I said, with the linebacker injuries, that's kind of where you're going to find the sweet spot for Philly. So do I think A.J. Brown's really good to play here? Probably not. He is better versus man coverage than Devontae. The numbers are just better. But I like the interior. So Saquon Barkley, Dallas Goedert, Devontae Smith on the Philly side. Obviously, I like Jalen Hurts. He has the rushing upside as well. He's been pretty good. Saquon hasn't been really stealing a whole lot this season. So the tush-push upside for Jalen Hurts is there. Like I said, I am skeptical of the passing game as a whole, just because the Bears secondary being healthy. But unfortunately, for me as a Bears fan, we don't get a lot of pressure. We unfortunately do not. So Jalen Hurts should have more time in the pocket, more time to throw. So I do like Jalen Hurts. On the other side for the Bears, here's where I'm looking at my Bears to have success. and that's in the air. I don't think you're going to be able, unless you're on Kyle Monangai, but like DeAndre Swift, I don't see DeAndre Swift having a really good game. I could look at Kyle Monangai as a guy to like. DeAndre Swift could have some receiving upside. I mean, it is crazy. This is his price point, 6,600. DeAndre Swift has a receiving upside in this game today, so that is a like. But as far as the rushing, like Kyle Monangai would be that. So I want to attack the Philly secondary, and the Philly secondary is at times scary, but I think the game against Dallas last week should have been a confidence booster. And I think Ben Johnson is probably going to start getting in his bag as far as the play calling, all this stuff. It seems like this is one of the games we've been waiting for as far as some of the dynamic play calling. Like, we've had games where just stuff works, or there's some cool plays here and there, but 7-point dogs on the road, like Ben Johnson's going to have to come up with something. So I do like Caleb Williams. I do like Rome, but the thing with Rome is his price is fucking crazy. Like, Rome is not putting up these consistent good numbers. Like, the beginning of the season, like, yeah, I'm okay paying this Rome price. But, like, lately, it's boom or bust. And the issue with that, like, everyone's looking at it. Look at DJ Moore. DJ Moore has had some good games, right? We go and look at Colston Loveland. Colston Loveland's been productive for the team. You look at some of Luther Burden's numbers, like, it's not just dependent on Rome Odunze. Like, Rome Odunze was heavily dependent upon early in the season, and now we're getting to the point where there's all these mouths to feed. Like, that's how it's going to be. You're going to have some good games out of Rome. You're going to have some bad games. In a game where the Bears are going to be passing a lot, then yeah, I like Rome Odunze. I don't like him as much as some other pieces because I want, realistically, when I'm building my lineup, and I'll build a lineup for you guys, I want some of these top Philly players. Like, it's going to be hard to get Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze together. DJ Moore, same thing, like, boomer bust guy, and I mean, you look at his numbers and Rome's numbers, like, it's pretty funny that one of them is getting like a 20-plus point game. But it's really hard to afford these Bears players. So I like Caleb. If you want to go Caleb as a run back and then stack him with a cheap option, which you can. But it's pretty hard to really, really get behind getting Rome Odunze at his price point and DJ Moore. So going down, like I said, I do like Kyle Monangai for the rushing aspect. I like him more than Swift. Swift, I do think there's upside with the receiving game in this one. But you get someone like Dallas Goedert, who's cheaper than Kyle Monangai, and I'm looking there. And then you get the kickers in this one. Like, kickers I'm fine with. I'm fine with kickers in this matchup, especially Santos. Like, the one thing the Bears, like I said, Ben Johnson has to be in his bag, but yeah, I could see some drives definitely stall out and Santos have to be involved. Philly should have no problem moving the ball down the field. It's just how efficient are they once they get on the opponent's side of the ball, right? So I do think Jake Elliott's in a good spot for this game. It's just how efficient is Philly's offense in the red zone, right? There's a great scenario where they're kicking the ball. But then we get to the sweet spot. We get Colston Loveland at 4,400. Philly's played tight ends really good. Colston Loveland, though, has been kind of a solid piece for the Bears lately. And then Luther Burden, who saw a uptick in volume. I think both these guys are, they're not extreme values yet because value to me is under 3K, but you got to find somebody somewhere. Those are two guys that stand out. The Bears defense, only due to the fact that they get takeaways are they interesting in this one. But at the same time, you could say the same thing for the Eagles, right? You look at the last three games, they've played a Green Bay offense, a Detroit offense, and a Dallas offense, and they've gotten 5, 8, and 11 in those three games. So they faced three good offenses, and they still put up some numbers. Now they're facing the Bears. So the Eagles is also, like, Loveland, the Eagles, Burden, the Bears defense, which, granted, the Bears defense, like, Philly should be able to score 25-plus points today. So it's not a huge love, but some of the numbers they've put out, but you also have to factor in, played Jackson Dart, and then Russ, played J.J. McCarthy, played Mason Rudolph, so don't let those numbers totally sway you. Jahan Dotson could be interesting for kind of like a one play type of scenario today. Granted, I'm not getting heavily invested in Jahan Dotson by any means, but I definitely think a possibility for a big catch in this game, sure, but I'm not going to put a lot of money on it. And when I talk about Luther Burden, we're seeing Zacchaeus be less and less involved, which is why we like Luther Burden. I always say if you like a running back, so I like Saquon, I should like the backup too, and that is Tank Bigsby. Tank Bigsby, right? I don't think it's a great play by any means, but would it be surprised me if Tank Bigsby or maybe Will Shipley, but I'm going to lean Tank Bigsby, find the end zone? Yeah, like I think it's a high possibility in this game. So let's do a lineup. I want to captain Saquon in this one, and I want Jalen Hurts. I want Dallas Goedert. So we're going to have to value somewhere and see what we could do. Let's get Luther Burden. Let's see if I get Loveland, what I can get. I got 91, so I can't get Caleb. I can go Devontae and do that and feel okay. 4-2 stack, I'm fine with. I'm fine with not getting Caleb because we've seen some games where the Bears win and Caleb Williams still doesn't have a spectacular game. So I'm okay doing this, getting 2 pass catchers for the Bears, not getting a running back, and then getting kind of the interior guys, Devontae, Dallas Goedert, Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley. So definitely okay with that one. So yeah, I think that's a solid line. That's all that I got. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Like I said, I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving and a good DFS day yesterday. Like I said, I had a good day, so I'll take that one. We got this game today. If you're a college football fan, there's a lot of college football on as well. College football tomorrow as well. And then we have the main slate. I think it's 10 games on the main slate. So I'll have the cash video going out tomorrow and then the GPP video going out Sunday. So if you guys are looking forward to that, be posted tomorrow and Sunday. So hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one.